Alright, I'm gonna take this hat off and mess up my hair. Show that I'm a free spirit or whatever. I'm gonna look like an idiot for the rest of the video, but I don't care. Alright, so hello, my name is Kyle. I was in the same film program as Aiden and all the other people in this video, and I'm going to be talking about some horror stories that I encountered while I was on set. I am still a filmmaker. I'm in my last year at UMBC studying in visual arts with a concentration in cinematic arts, which is just a fancy word for film. And being in this program has really kind of put me and everyone else that was in it kind of ahead of the curve when it comes to making videos and making films. Today I am working with a company that lets me travel all over the United States along with Jacob, who's also going to appear in this video. And we film a bunch of dance recitals, and we're also working on a couple of movies. In June I'm going to be working on a film in New York as well as acting it. So something that you're going to notice throughout all of these stories is that I'm kind of the instigator of the nightmare. So all these things are my fault. So the first story I'm going to tell you is actually my senior project in my high school years. It was called Visions of the Abyss. The original idea is that we wanted to make something kind of John Carpenter related, but you know, me being the narcissist I am, wanted to move it in a different direction, have it be more like a Nicholas Winding Refn film, which was the absolute wrong course to take because you know, it ended up being an experimental horror film, and I was really into it while I was making it, and you know, I thought this might be, you know, something very cool that people will be engaged by. But then it was at the premiere of the actual movie that I realized that this movie is a big stinker, and I had just embarrassed myself in front of everybody in this auditorium. Everybody saw that movie and I felt absolutely ashamed. A teacher came up to me and said, "Oh, well, I appreciate that you tried." So that was great to hear. Okay, so the first day of filming Visions of the Abyss was an absolute nightmare. And it was kind of the dark cloud that would loom over the rest of the production. We filmed it at 2 o'clock, and I had some stuff to do earlier that day. So I got what I needed to do done, and it was getting really close to 2 o'clock, so I had to go and actually pick up the makeup artist from her work. So I went and I did it, and put in the address in the GPS, and I started driving towards Washington, D.C., and it was a really, really long while away. And I was driving thinking, wow, how does she commute to school? It was this really rundown Dunkin' Donuts, and I call her and I said, "Hey, I'm at your work." And she says that she didn't see me. And then I realized that I was at the wrong place, and I had to drive another 40 minutes back to where she lived and then back to the set. And at this point, everyone that was supposed to be at the house filming the movie had already arrived and were waiting for me to be there. So I told one of the people that was working on the movie to just get this key that was near my house and open it and just let everyone sit inside. And they ended up sitting in there just doing nothing for an hour while I was trying to go pick up this makeup artist. I had this scene in my mind where I wanted to have this guy come out of a pool of blood, and it was going to be operatic, it was going to be tenebristic, it was going to be like a chiaroscuro painting from, you know, one of the Dutch masters. At least that's the way I thought it was going to be like. But it turns out that wasn't the case at all, and the actual scene was really embarrassing. So I had to spray paint a small inflatable pool that I was going to fill up with fake blood, but I didn't have enough fake blood, and the pool was way too big. And I had to spray paint it black so it looked more ominous or something, and I wanted to put red neon lights around the edges of it. And you know, I thought this is going to look so cool, but the neon lights didn't like the scene at all, and those were the only lights that I had. So the actual scene looks like shit. For my final project of my freshman year of this magnet program, I wanted to make a comedy called American Odyssey. If I can recall correctly, they wanted to stop this one guy, played by our teacher, from brainwashing people using this one film that they wanted to show. it's super convoluted, but I remember I shot a bunch of fake commercials for it, and I garnered up some hype for it, and I was just trying my best to get the film done. So I just went, I didn't hook up any microphones, and I didn't get any coverage. All of this stuff was done in just one shot, and you know, a lot of them messed up, and so the footage ended up being unusable. You know, being the freshman me, I didn't care. I thought I was making something hilarious, something for the ages. I gave the hard drive to my teacher so he can get the footage off of it. And he comes in the next day and says, "Kyle, your footage is unusable. I won't let you edit this." And I said, what if I make it like it's supposed to be bad? He says, "No, it still won't work. You're not making this movie." And I said, "Then what am I going to show for my final project?" And he said, "Nothing. You're not going to make anything because this sucks." So yeah, American Odyssey is now lost to all generations who seek to find it. And those are my horror stories. I would say anybody watching this that wants to make movies and really loves the art form of it and really feels a magnetism towards the art, I would say you definitely should do it. And don't let these horror stories really scare you from wanting to follow your dreams. And the only way to learn is to make mistakes. And I feel like everyone who's going to be talking in this video is going to say that they don't regret doing the things they did because it eventually made them better filmmakers in the end. Even when you take a look at your final product and you hate it, like even when at the end of Visions of the Abyss, when I was at that premiere and I realized that everyone hated my movie, I just was focused on wanting to get better, make a better film. And I feel like that's not to put myself on a pedestal or anything, because I've definitely got some problems still. But everyone just needs to have that perseverance when it comes to being a filmmaker. So I'd say if you want to get involved with that, then you should definitely just keep moving forward. Anybody watching this, make sure you subscribe to Beaver Core.